No.
This is the story of a soldier named Obi-103. Like most soldiers, Obi-103 liked to shoot rockets at people.
And this is a story all about how...
Heavens, would you look at the unemployed narrator?
How come there's no story about me yet? Come on.
Well, excuse me, I'm trying to tell a story here. Are you going to continuously interrupt me like this?
Yes. Well, until there's a story about me, yeah.
Fine.
Grow up already.
This is a very short story about a soldier named J.M. River, 9, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, who liked to shoot rockets at the enemy team like he's doing right now. Little did he know that there seemed to be a spy following him around.
Heavy sniper.
He got out his whip, and he searched for the enemy spy. But he could not see him, for the spy remained invisible. He searched frantically, even whipping his own teammates into submission, just trying to find one spy. Eventually, he began to realize that the narrator was so annoyed about this whole thing that in fact the narrator was actually trolling him, and there was no spy nearby. And that was the end of the story. This is a story about a pyro named Alpha Ghost who thought he was an engineer. So Alpha Ghost decided to try and befriend some enemy team members. How did that go for you, Alpha Ghost? Are you happy now that you've made that decision? Perhaps you should have gone back to thinking you were an engineer.
Is this a narrator convention? I see I've come to the right place. I love narrators. I love the voice they have while reading.
But alas, Alpha Ghost went back to his meaningless quest of trying to befriend enemy team members, while simultaneously getting run over by a truck.
The 4231. You are a magnificent being.
God.
This is a story about a heavy named the 43231 who thought he could punch the sky.
Hey, do not steal my guy!
He was wrong.
He didn't even ever reach back on for me, dang it.
The end.
What is wrong with other narrators stealing my people?
Well, excuse me, I'm trying to tell a story. It's not like I'm doing it on purpose.
So am I. And you are stealing my thunder, sir.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm stealing your thunder. Well, who had this idea to begin
Quite
with?
the debacle is upon us,
I believe.
Pain is what you
The narrator began to wonder who this mysterious intern narrator was. Was he here to steal his job, perhaps? Well, that wasn't going to happen, for the narrator had no job, hence the reason why he was the unemployed narrator.
And how could an intern even make a paycheck? I mean, come on. I am the intern.
So in reality, neither narrator was getting paid for their job, and they began to wonder, why were they doing this to begin with?
Could it be for people to hear our voices? Could it be to make people's lives better? That's what does this mean?
For the better of the world.
Obviously it wasn't to make people's lives better, for everyone who I've talked about has died soon afterwards.
Appear.
Seems we have a seasoned narrator here.
That's you two. I will through the story of Ghost. Ghost was your average friendly Eddie. Always picked on by the red always shunned by the blues. Because
He was looking for a
let us not
kill,
forget,
and when it came near...
this is Mario Kart.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
As the night is day.
But the night is not day, sir. It is simply called night for a reason.
Maybe in your world, intern.
Oh, you know what? I spit at you, sir.
Crossbow here.
Very well then, while you two argue, I'll do the job we are supposed to be doing and tell a story about an engineer named The Cake is a Spy, who set up a sentry and a dispenser
He's unimportant.
and died.
Plebeian would speak of an engineer.
It's getting
like
very
that.
difficult to tell a story when everyone who I
requires
choose as a subject continuously
of
dies.
epic proportions, and I
Tell
will
a
give
story
you
about
said
me.
epic through the eyes of the engineer. The cake is a spy, beginning
Outsnipe
with
this
action.
medic.
You're just stealing the unemployed narrator's job again.
This was no one was gonna talk about the cake is a spy. That is a fallacy.
No, you don't understand, sir. The unemployed narrator was just narrating
What I
it.
don't seem to understand is what kind of language.
All
you
I
two
was
are
trying to
speak.
do was
It's
get a
so
job.
esoteric.
Can I at least have that much?
No.
Not
Can't you
at
see we're
all.
arguing over you? Jeez.
Can't you see that all I'm trying to do is to get a position on the Half-Life 3 team?
What? I'm sorry. Wait,
Are we not all? And shouldn't a seasoned narrator get that part?
no.
Curse you. Honor indeed.
Through either sheer luck, sheer bad luck perhaps, or sheer stupidity, the 4231 had somehow gotten stuck in the enemy spawn.
Could this be? Oh, it was. And he was immortalized. With
Immortalized,
seems his hand touching his
etched
crotch.
into the
Oh, what a
history
way to go.
books.
No, more like carved into an ice sculpture by R3D. This is getting absolutely ridiculous.
Alright.
There is not enough room on this server for 3 narrators.
Bottled milk on a bunch of people. As he attacks the enemy
right.
Kulu. Gets the kill. With Nikki
There has to
C.
be a way that we can
I'm
all
sorry,
do
Nikki.
this.
We need to become one. Tau. How?
1 in 10. 1 unemployed.
I shall make my
One
own
season.
story.
I shall make my own story as well.
Murdered Red Face.
Apparently it will be a very short story.
Oh my. Am I the only one who has not sided with anyone?
My story has ended with me slaying Eirin Yagokoro.
Oh no. Does this make me
And
the
my
last
story has
narrator
ended
left?
with me in a corner,
Man, I realized
hiding
why that
behind a
dice was so
dispenser.
stupid.
It was a pathetic ending. We fought it out well, just not well enough.
Exciting and
What?
invigorating, sir.
Who is this?
Yes, yes.
Buffoon? The one true
is-
narrator my ass.
It is me, the intern, the survivor. I have changed my name.
How dare you! You turncoat, you!
I am no turncoat, sir. I am the
Legally
one
changed it.
and true narrator.
Then why on earth are you not narrating?
I getting over the emotional distress with the seasoned narrator.
You shall feel my pain, Yagokoro!
As a seasoned narrator,
I suppose it's time for me to put an end to
You as
this.
well, Chinli.
Dang.
Otherwise this
Yeah,
story
I've
will
done it
never
too.
resolve
but
itself.
then he died. But then he turned
Thus
around.
begins the story of the
Realizing-
season's narrator with his tales of bloodshed and destruction as chaos ensued upon his sinews of despair and death he wove. Wove indeed!
It would seem that the seasoned narrator should have changed his name to the insane narrator. You babbling buffoon.
I'm pretty sure it's buffoon.
And so our story
I
ended
said
with our
buffoon.
two narrators arguing with each other pointlessly over who was the real narrator.
Praising my
Then when it was all over, the two narrators realized that perhaps maybe this discussion was pointless. Maybe they had no reason for
Indeed
it.
it was. But there's always a reason. This is why we became
And the two
narrators.
narrators resolved their differences.
Except for the seasoned narrator who was insane.
The two narrators resolved their differences.
Thanks
I
a little.
suppose I can make an exception for you, sir.
Mini century gang.
That's
It would seem
good.
he has gone quiet. Oh my.
That's better.
How
Now,
invigorating.
and so our story came to a close, with both narrators, their differences resolved, working together to make a beautiful story. Then, when
Oh
it was
my-
all over and they were finished playing their game, they left the server,
I was on fire.
they logged
and
on to
frozen at the same
YouTube,
time.
and subscribed to Wishful Thinker Entertainment to watch themselves argue over who was the one true narrator. And both narrators
Obviously me the
were
whole
happy.
time.